Be not afraid, be not afraid.
All right, hey everyone! Thank you so much for plugging us into your ears. This is the Arizona Adaptive Water Sports Podcast. I am your host for the podcast. My name is Ryan Paul Johnson. I sit on the board of this organization, and what Arizona Adaptive Water Sports is, we're the only organization in Phoenix that gets people affected by all types of disabilities out on the water for an adventure and a day of play and fun. And that's what we do. It may not sound like much, but as a participant, I can tell you the event changed my life, and it really does change other people's lives. So what you're going to get from this podcast is you're going to get to just hear a bunch of stories of all the people who sit on the board of Arizona Adaptive Water Sports. We're going to talk to other participants and families who are involved. Today, I'm super excited because today we have really the heart and soul, I think, and the guts and the brains and the spearhead of what Arizona Adaptive Water Sports is. It really grew out of the vision from our guest today. The guest today is Joe Crawford. Joe was my recreational therapist when I broke my neck, after I broke my neck 20 years ago. And that's when I met Joe. And yeah, she has just changed my life. I'm so happy for all the things that she does here for the people in the Valley. And Joe, thanks for joining me today on the podcast. I'm happy you're here.
I am so excited to be on your podcast. Deal, Ryan, and I'm super excited to be here. So thank you for putting this all together.
Oh yeah, no, you're welcome. It's right. It's our podcast. So now Joe, So Joe is not on the board, but she's like the exec. What is it?
So I'm the executive director of Arizona Adaptive Water Sports, but the real bosses are the board of directors who I work for, and you'll get to meet those guys later on in the podcast. Have had the wonderful opportunity of working with Scott Stowers, Jill Sleece, Ryan Johnson, Brian Chambers, and Brian Church, and those guys sit on the board. So
I would like to start. We're going to start with all these podcasts, just telling us. I would like to hear your story, how you got involved with adaptive water sports, just in general, and then you can start there. Let's hear it.
So I was a super rambunctious recreation therapist 25 years ago at the amazing St. Joseph's Hospital and Medical Center at Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix. And I had talked to my good friend Eddie Alexander, who has a spinal cord injury. And one weekend he said, I'm going to fly over to California and we're going to go water skiing and we're going to go jet ski riding and kayaking. And there's just a bunch of guys who were going over there. And I was like, well, have a good time. And I got off the phone. And the minute I hung up the phone, I was like, wait a minute. Why aren't we doing that here in Arizona? So just really been blessed with some great people along the way. A special shout out to a recreation therapist named Steve Cal, who worked for Sharp Rehab in San Diego and worked with the Mission Bay Aquatic Center, who did the Day on the Bay program. And
okay, so that's where those guys were going to?
Yep, the Day on the Bay program, which has been going around for years and years and years. And he let me observe and see how they ran it. And then St. Joe's, Barrow really believes that people need to be active after their injury. So they invested in it. And they saw their patients be active after they left the rehab arena. And that's very important to them. And so they really believe in recreation therapy, people getting out in the community, living an active life, not just sustaining an injury and going home and watching television and all the things that go along with the isolated sedentary lifestyle. So
yeah,
they believe in that, and they still do. And it's been an honor to come from that background. So we started the Day on the Lake program. Sister Judith Lynn, Sister Judith Lynn from the Mercy side, and she came out and she supported what we did, and just so many people from St. Joe's and the Barrow side, the Barrow Neurological Institute side, that came out and supported it. And then we just saw the program grow and grow. And
So when was the first one that you did?
I want to say we had maybe 18 participants, maybe our first year, and that would have been 24 years ago now, I think.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in the 90s you started this. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to say 93, 94.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just grown and grown, as you've seen. And we used to just do water skiing and jet skiing, and then water skiing, jet skiing, fishing, and then boat rides, and then tubing, and then wakeboarding, and then wake surfing. So it just continues to grow. And we saw, the owner of the marina actually saw such a huge growth and said, why aren't we doing this as an organization more often than just a few times out of the year?
Right.
That's when the board started Arizona Adaptive Water Sports, and I've been blessed to work for the board for the last, I think, year and a half we've been doing it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So we were a year and a half old. Last year was our first summer of events.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a success. I was very proud of what we put together. That was awesome.
The fact that the ALS Association had their own night,
yeah,
which really brings, and that's what's happening now, is there's camaraderie about it. People with like disabilities are coming together. We do a kids day, so just kids get to go play. And if they pay me $5, I try to throw their mom or dad off the tube,
Yeah.
Kidding. But just really having families play together again. And Barrow Neurological Institute still puts on the Day on the Lake program, and they come through Arizona Adaptive Water Sports, so they continue with their mission, as well as we're moving forward for brain injured survivors, who've been in the community for a while. And then we do a Veterans Day, and it's just more days on the water for more people. And it's been a great experience, challenging and a good experience.
Yeah. Well, I know as a participant, making the move from just the few days each summer, where it'd be like you would come out, and I think the event was just too successful, I guess is what you could call it, because you would end up with 100 or so people, and it takes a long time, with limited access and supplies and volunteers, and everyone needs a lot of help. So it ended up being a lot of sitting around is what was going on. Yeah. So this past summer, though, it was amazing to come out and just see everyone being able to, when they're ready, enjoy the next activity that they, so.
Right. And not spend all day waiting in line.
Right.
And then being anxious, and here you come all the way to the lake, and people were starting, and it was good feedback that we got, because we didn't know. Sometimes the numbers get a little crazy, and sometimes you just have to pull back and say it's not about numbers, it's about quality. And while the quality's always been grade A, found out that some people were like, I was so nervous I wasn't going to be able to do anything. And nobody should go to the lake and say, I'm so nervous I'm not going to be able to do anything. So, and I feel like we all agree that it was a good thing for the state of Arizona to embrace adaptive water sports programs, as an organization. Yeah. And that we couldn't do it without Bartlett Lake Marina.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Having the owner, Brian Church, who has a spinal cord injury and has had a vision of hosting these programs, of providing these programs since they envisioned it, 20 years ago as well.
Yeah.
25, because I think the marina was only open for a year before we started doing it. And then, everything's accessible.
Yeah.
Huge bathrooms, the switchbacks to get to the lake, Hoyer lifts to get on and off the jet skis, and to get in and out of the tubes, and for water ski programs. And you can't just go to any lake and do that.
Right. Well, that is true. Yeah, you really can't. It is such a special thing that we have there. And I'm going to be talking to Brian in the next couple of episodes here, so we can hear his story as well.
Wonderful.
But yeah, okay. So So now we know like where you came from, why you wanted to do it, right? I feel you just have such a great heart for just the disabled community in Arizona. And it's just such a, I don't know, everywhere we go, it's amazing to see how many people know you and love you. It's great to be your friend, honestly.
Oh, ditto,
Make you
Ryan.
feel
Ditto.
good. So tell us, so I kind of, we get the idea, why are you still involved with all of this? What is the thing that keeps you, what's your passion? Why do you keep on
So,
going?
well, and I'm glad you asked that question. What my passion? My passion is that I don't want anyone who's worked so hard at recovery and rehabilitation and living life with a disability to stay at home and watch TV. I want people out living an active life. And it doesn't mean that you have to water ski. Maybe it's just you come out for a boat ride and you just leave the concrete in the asphalt, and you get to see God's beauty that's everywhere. And that I think is so important, to be able to have access to challenge yourself and to risk. And I personally have had so many friends and family in my life who've had injuries, and I don't feel like your life was safe so you can sit at home and watch it go by. Your life was safe so you can live an active life, and that's what we do. So at AAWS, as you well know, Ryan, we will stay on you, and we will stay on you, and we will ask you, and we will ask you a million times to come out to the lake. And that one day when you finally say, you know what, fear, he is a liar, and I am going to go play. I'm going to get my feet wet, and I'm going to play. And to trust us who've been doing this for so long. That's a huge part, to trust us. And we've got a really good track record, and we've
Yeah.
pulled a lot of skiers over the years, and we have some of the best boat drivers with, sometimes a minimum of 10 years of experience driving watercraft. There's all the safety protocol our folks have to go through, but it's not unheard of that I would see somebody in a chair and pull over my car and get out and say, here's a card,
Yeah.
we be on the water. And sometimes they can be injured or born with a disability, say for 15, 20 years, and had no idea that they could ever do something like this. So I feel like it's our opportunity, it's our invitation to the world to say, guess what you can do? And it is a game changer, and it does change your life. So I haven't been arrested yet for giving somebody a card saying, hey, come on out to the lake, and we'll find out how we can get you out there. But I don't lay my head down at night without talking to somebody about it somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like that's our mission, and that's our vision, to get people out on the water and to really heal. And you'll hear a lot of families say, I was so scared to come out here, but I finally did it. And it's taken me 3 years, but look what we just did. Our whole family got together, and the families are not in the emergency room. They're not going to physical therapy. They're not hearing, no, you can't do this, and no, you can't do that. They're like, my whole family just went tubing, or, we all went fishing together and just had some really good times.
Yes. Well, and that was really similar to my story as well. Joe, you'd invited me consistently for 14 years to go and do it before I finally ever did. And what you've said, all those things are really true. I was very afraid. I was scared when I went out there. I had no idea what it looked like. It's like, I've already been hurt. I don't want to get hurt again.
Sure. Yeah.
There's no such thing as a hurt quota. You don't get to reach. Yeah. You're like, you did it. Congratulations.
Right.
Well, I guess you're dead. That's what the hurt quota is. You made it. You're dead. Yeah. You reached your quota. But then it was, right away. I have these pictures of my first time when I was out there, Joe, and you can like see the change on my face from like getting in the water and like how afraid I am, to then them like kind of getting me all set up, and I look really like not quite sure of it all. And then at the end, like the smile, like the glow on my face, it's pretty incredible. It really did change.
Yeah,
It really did make it like a life change for me. And that's the thing. That's why I got involved. It's like, I want kids, I don't want everyone to wait. I hate Like I'm bummed I waited so long because like what could it have been had I started earlier? And that's what that's my passion is finding the
There you
young
go.
people.
Awesome.
It's saying like, come on, get out here and do this because it really will opens people's minds, open my mind in such a
Right.
big way.
Awesome.
So we're gonna tell me about moving into the future. What are your hopes and dreams for our organization? What do you hope to see happen?
Well, I believe that as awesome, we're so blessed to have Bartlett Lake Marina and the church family supporting us. Really having access to a marina who really has that, not many. So
Right.
that in and of itself is amazing that it's right outside of Phoenix in the beautiful carefree Arizona. We have that. And what I'd like to see happen in our next 5-year plan is that we get a truck and a trailer and a boat and we hit other lakes in the state of Arizona. So for that gentleman or that woman who is a stroke survivor who maybe lives in Kingman or Page or Prescott or something, that we start taking our programs to the lakes in those areas and providing it over there. So we become more of a mobile unit. That would also include Yuma. Definitely getting calls from Yuma to put these programs on over there. And I could see us going over there and doing those types of things throughout the state of Arizona. I think in a 10-year plan, it could be parts of Utah, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We might have to change our name to Southwest Adaptive Water Sports. I mean, who knows,
Yeah. No, that would be really cool.
That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. I get so, I don't want I just like hearing you talk about it, I get so anxious. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much work. Yeah.
But you know what I think? Yeah, I think too, like, I think the calling was that God wants all of his kids on the water to play, and he doesn't want people sitting at home watching television, watching life go by. That's not what life was meant to be. And these waters are here for a purpose. And those of us, all of us who've been blessed with this passion to want to be active, and it's as much a blessing for us as it is the participant, because we get to have fun too. I mean, this is a win-win on all sides. That's why we've had volunteers for like 23 years doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, that is pretty incredible. And we're going to get some of them on this too, so we can hear I just want to hear everyone's story, how they got involved, why they're here, what they're doing, because it is true. People believe in it. People can see the difference it makes in the lives of the people who participate, And I love that. Yeah. It's such an easy, it's like our passion is inviting people to play, right?
Well, and it is. And I have to tell you, the whole reason I got into rehabilitation was a friend of mine had sustained a severe traumatic brain injury when we were like 17, 18 years old. And I saw her rehab at Barrow Neurological Institute. And I saw her do community therapy, and I saw her learn how to talk again, and I saw her learn how to walk again. And I saw her go through all these trying things and challenges. And in my head, I thought, there's no way you can go through all of this and anybody in their right mind think for 1 second it's okay that you not live an active life. And if we just need to get some adaptive equipment and some really awesome volunteers and make it happen, guess what? We're doing it.
Yeah. No, that is really, I think about that same thing, like you said, about the person sitting home depressed, because that's like me. Yeah, I was that guy. I can totally see that. And it's easy. I know that guy, that gal, those kids, they're out there. Yeah.
Right.
So, and people come from all over the country too, right? To participate each summer.
They do. They come through the Barrow side to participate. And there's a family that comes from North Carolina, and they schedule their vacation and they bring their 3 daughters out. They grew up here. They were here in Arizona and then went back there. And when they went back there, they just don't have the programming that we do out here. They don't have the resources that we do out here.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting that, throughout the entire country, you think about Arizona, you never think lakes. And then you get out there and you're like, whoa, we have some really beautiful. And our volunteers come from Idaho, Colorado, California. And they fly in and they volunteer for us and help us financially. And so we're all learning how to write grants and, how to keep the cost down to the participants, because we don't want it to cost so much money that people can't afford to come. But it is a very expensive program to put on.
Oh yeah. And I guess, that is the other side of it too. is raising the money and needing to have all those funds and that kind of stuff too. So
which you've been so great about. I mean, Ryan, are you kidding me? I love the fact that you started water skiing, which gave you the courage to be a comedian, and now you're like so hilarious that you still, you know what I mean? I just love the fact how it all ties in, you know, and you raise money for your comedy shows, and we get to laugh all together instead of just being out in the sun for so many days. We get to have a drink and, you know, and laugh with you. It's fun.
But no, I'm like, I really do. The event like it opened my mind to the possibilities. Like, if I can water ski, what else? What else can I do? And then I'd always wanted to get into comedy. So that was started in improv and then stand up. But now the event every year, it's going to be October still. I think we'll be out of the houses by October. Be able to, right? We should be done with quarantine by then. So
and you know what? I think for this year, it's going to be such a game changer. I would just say this year for our 2020 season, just, keep looking at our website for the times and the dates that they may change. We might do more evening programming in the summertime, because that's when COVID really should be at bay in the summertime. We're not sure what September looks like or October, but just keep your eyes and ears open for Arizona Adaptive Water Sports updated website with the changes, because it will be changing a lot as we're figuring all this out together.
Yeah, that is true. Right now we are in such a weird time. Like no one knows what's going on right now. So
no, we're all in this together.
Yeah. Well, cool. Hey, Joe, thanks so much for being on the podcast today. Thanks for everything you do for Arizona Adaptive Water Sports and for just the people of Phoenix and Arizona. We love you. You're the best.
So, Ryan, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. I am so excited. I just had my first podcast. This is awesome.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
We did it.
Yeah, we did. Ryan, thank you so much for inviting us. And thank you for supporting Arizona Adaptive Water Sports and all that you do.
All right. There you have it. Thank you so much for listening to episode 1 of the Arizona Adaptive Water Sports podcast. I am your host. I'm Ryan Paul Johnson. If you want more information about Arizona Adaptive Water Sports, find it on our website. Check out our website. It's azadaptivewatersports.org. Again, azadaptivewatersports.org. If you have a disability, you're affected by some sort of something that makes it hard for you to get on water skis or to go and have an adventure on the water, please contact us. We're here for you, and we would love to have you out there on the lake. If you want more information, if you need us, find us at the website, like I said. But we'll be back again with another episode very soon. Thanks so much for listening. All right, we'll see you on the water.
Be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all fear. Be not afraid, be not